Hey friends, here we are again with X on the Beach. We're now on season 5, episode 10. All right, last time we had a couple of folks going to the beach. Ooh, hold on, there we go. So these are beachgoers. We have Eris, a lion, and Nicole. Right there. All right. And I predicted that it's going to be a lion's X that's going to be showing up. Let's find out if I am correct. All right. Oh my. Oh my. Lord. So Devon is back in the villa, nervous. She's just starting something with a lion, and she's nervous about his ex showing up, but she's also excited because she wants to find out more about him from his ex. All right. Ooh, boy. Well done. Let's get a good, there we go. All right. So this is a lion's ex, as I thought it would be, that shows up, and it is Cher. All right. I think she was on Love Island. Not sure. But yeah, there she is. She's looking good. She should go lighter on the makeup, I would say. Nice skin. I like a good little bit of dark skin on a lady. So I'm liking it. I'm liking it. It's not absolutely my preference, but a darker tone is always something nice to see. And yeah, but the makeup thing just ruins her face. So, but she looked good. She's in shape. You know what I mean? I'm liking it. That's his ex. They broke up because he left her because he thought they were moving too fast. And yeah. Let's see, better image of her. You can see right there, she was on Love Island, and you can see she was lighter with the makeup then, and you can see she's a pretty girl. But she needs to stop caking her face up like that. All right. So there we are. She shows up. He's excited to see her. It's actually looking forward to see what happens. Then Ricky decided to set up a date for his menopausal lady because he said some words that she didn't like, and after his apology tour, he's got to constantly try to make up stuff to her. I don't understand why he's doing this, but he needs to leave this chick. He needs to leave. You got a bright future ahead of you, young man. You need to stop dealing with old ladies. All right, so you can see he set up this date for her. Don't know why. Move on, sir. Move on. This is not worth it. I mean, I know I said 5 years, but a year, and she's a goddamn dumpster fire. Like, stop it. So Jonathan and Joelle having their little powwow after their argument last night. Now they're actually communicating, and Jonathan explained that his parents used to argue all the time, and that's why he kind of shuts down and try to avoid arguments, which doesn't really explain why he doesn't really talk about his feelings to his partner. But I guess Joel is more of a fiery sort of person, and he expresses what he feels loudly, and when that happens, that kind of triggers Jonathan, and he kind of shuts down. but I'm thinking Jonathan is messy but sneaky. It's not that he's trying to avoid drama like he's saying. I think he's more just like he tries to keep his stuff in the dark so that he doesn't have to go through the argument. So he's always hiding stuff. I think that's his approach to avoid conflict. It's not that to be squeaky clean and not have to argue. His point of attack is to sort of hide everything that he's doing. So, but they have this conversation. They kind of make up because Joelle is now feeling a little bit of sympathy because Jonathan shed a tear about talking about his family and all this stuff. And yeah, so now Joelle is sort of back on board and he's willing to forgive him and talk through things and work on stuff. Okay, back on the beach with Lion and Cher, and she's talking about the fact that she was pissed and she wasn't sure how it's going to go. Either she's going to punch him in the face or they're actually going to talk. But he kind of felt that they were moving too fast and he kind of just dropped her instead of actually talking things through. And he was explaining that. And she said she could understand that he felt that way, but he should have just communicated. And they kind of talked about working on things and working on communication, that kind of stuff. All right, so back to the house. They showed up to the house. Devon sees her, and Devon is automatically a little threatened. You know what I mean? Because Cher's looking nice, and she's also good friends with Emily. Apparently, they've known each other, and they're very good friends. So I don't know. That's not particularly important, but hey, there it is. So yeah, Devon is kind of defensive now, and she's going to take the wait and see approach, and she's going to see if he's going to come talk to her, and is he going to pursue her mainly or whatever. If I was him, I wouldn't pursue her mainly. I mean, in all honesty, she's acting like she's the prize, even though the other girl is younger and hotter, and she's not really making that much of an effort. And she's always has a guard up. Like, I wouldn't go through all that hurdle for a chick that doesn't look as good and is older. Like, that doesn't make sense. Your value and your attitude don't match. It's not synchronized. You're either shoot lower on the totem pole, Devon, and get a guy that's lower down of value that you might not be as attracted to chase you and go through all those hoops, or shoot where you're shooting, but bring down your ego a little bit. It just doesn't work together. All right, so there's a conversation between Mike and Elise about what happened when he was shouting at her and all the drama that unfolded. He apologized a lot. She was talking about the fact that if they weren't in the house, she would have just kind of ghosted him and just never talked to him again. But now that they're there, she's willing to listen and have the conversation, but she's not willing to forgive him quite yet. All right. So Jonathan decided to have a party where he taught everyone how to dance, because he's a ballroom dancer, and yeah, he's going to teach them a couple steps. All right, so everyone is going to partner up with someone that they want to dance with. A lion decided to go try to dance with Devon. She decided to walk right past him and go and dance with Ray, because Ray's her best friend in the house, and also she wanted to use him to make a lion jealous. That's her thinking. She sees competition coming, girl that's much more attractive than her and younger, and she decides to go and play games with the guy. You see what I'm talking about with ego? You're not in that position of negotiation where you can dictate what's going on. If he had nobody, sure, you can play your idiotic childish games, but so she did that, and Lion sort of just stood there, and of course his ex came up to him because she kind of walked past, so his ex came up. He was the only one left without a partner, so he ended up dancing with his ex, Cher. All right, so they're all learning the steps of the dance. You can see right here where Ray and Devon learning the steps together, very friendly. Everyone's looking over in that way because they're looking at a lion and Cher, because they're dancing and they're vibing, and Devon gets jealous. She essentially cucked herself because she was too busy playing games, which is just incredibly stupid. We have right here, we got Elias dancing with Emily, even though Emily is still big mad and still big into Kira, but Kira is with Dave now, and they've just been coupled up now after their whole argument. And yeah, she's not really into him, but he's into her, and they're dancing. Yeah. Elias is pretty invisible in this house, man. Especially now that Bryce is gone, he's the only one that's invisible left. So, as we can see here, Elias and Cher having a good time. All right. Dancing their heart out. And yeah. Yeah, Devon just screwed herself. See Devon here. Sort of explaining away her nonsense by saying, oh, I can see they have their chemistry and all this nonsense. She just feels threatened, and she doesn't want to do the competition. She wants a guy to be all about her. She wants a guy that she's into to be all about her, but it's just not going to work like that, because the guys that you're into tend to not be on your level, Devon. I'm sorry to say it like that, but that's what it is. I know you think that you're hot and guys should be chasing you, but you're not getting younger, and you can't compete with the younger, prettier girls. You just can't. Sorry. If the guys that you're into can get girls that are younger and prettier than you, you have to do more. You have to do more to overcome their attractiveness. Those guys aren't going to chase you. So she's mad. All right. The next day, we have a Shack of Secrets with Jonathan and Joelle. All right. So what they had to do was exchange phones and lock their phones so the other person can go through it. Jonathan goes through Joel's phone first, and yeah, he checks his dating app, just like the dating app that he had before, and he saw there was no messages. He wasn't using the dating app while they were together. All right, so Joel was telling the truth. All right, it came time for Joel to check Jonathan's phone, and Jonathan is nervous. He's acting like he doesn't remember his password. He's doing all this extra stuff. And yeah, finally he unlocks the phone, and Joel goes through it and finds that Jonathan never really talks about him. He doesn't have his name in the phone. He doesn't talk about him. No one knows about him, even though they were dating for a while and he was about to meet his family and all this stuff. And what I think happened is that when it came time for Jonathan to be around to actually show Joel to his family, he probably tried to find an excuse to run away from that, because he's not mentioning Joel to anybody. No one really knows he's dating somebody. He's he's a very deceptive individual. So so Joel is heartbroken. People are consoling him, saying that it's obvious that Jonathan don't care about you as much as you care about him, and you should just kind of, let it go. Next up, is Devon. She decided to pull Elian aside, and he tried to pull her aside and talk to her, but she said to him that she doesn't want to be part of a triangle, and she's just going to pull back. And he says, I don't really want that. I really want to kind of get to know you. And she said, I think it's for the best. So she kind of dumps him in a way. Yeah, because she doesn't want to compete for a guy that she wants. So I don't know how she expects to get a kind of guy that she actually would want and to be with, if you're not willing to compete. Like, you want the guy to compete for you, but you are not willing to compete for the, like, that doesn't make sense. It just doesn't. And she's there talking about wondering, is she going to be single forever? Why does things never work out for her? It's just like, because of who you are and the decisions that you make, you are causing your own problems. You're the problem. Like, just crazy, man. So she lets him go, and he's kind of heartbroken about it. He went to go talk to Cher, and he tells her, me and Devon had a conversation, and we just both decided that we're not going to pursue things, and it's probably for the best. So he tells her that, and she's like, okay, that's great. And they kind of, now they're just getting to know each other exclusively. Cher kind of felt bad for Devon, so she goes over to talk to Devon about what happened. And she says to Devon, he told me that you both kind of decided that you're not going to pursue things, and it's not going to work out. It's for the best that you go to separate ways. Devon is pissed because, as you can see, all these words popping up, she's mad that he said we decided, and she explains that he wanted to pursue things and he was fighting on it, but she decided that she didn't want to be part of it. So she's pissed off that he said what he said and thinks he's an asshole for saying it. But this is the thing. I would have done the exact same thing. Why did he lie? Because he had to. Because if he said the other girl wasn't interested and that's why he's going to concentrate on her exclusively, she's going to be pissed at him and say, oh, you only want me and you only chose me because she doesn't want you. And she's going to be mad. Women are just like that. All right. So he has to lie. Otherwise, she's going to draw her own conclusion from that situation and be pissed at him. So he has to lie. You, as a guy dating women, you just sort of learn these sort of lies that you have to tell. Because if you tell the truth, they will always draw the most extreme and wrong conclusion from that situation and get pissed off at you for that, for their conclusions, not from what you actually said. So you just learn to lie about those things. So I understand why he did it. You just like, eventually your brain just get trained to tell those certain lies, because after a while of telling the truth and then you're just getting blowback after blowback, you just sort of learn the little tricks of certain things you have to lie about and certain things you have to frame it in a certain way so that they don't draw their own conclusions. As long as it's a favorable conclusion to them, they're not going to draw the opposite. you know, so you can't just tell the truth because the truth might be ambiguous enough that they're just gonna interpret it their own way. So I understand why he did it. But now they're both pissed at him for lying because they found out about what he said. It's freaking stupid. It's extremely stupid, but hey, that's just how things go. So now they're both mad at him. Devon is pissed off because he didn't say it exactly the same way. And she's like, why do I always pick these weirdos? Like, why would you lie about this? I know exactly why you would lie about it. Just, yeah, now he's in hot water with both girls. The one that didn't want to be with him because she didn't want to compete. And now the other one because she's pissed off about because he lied to her. And yeah, now he has to deal with that situation. All right. So Devon is crying about the whole thing. I don't know why she's crying. She already said she doesn't want to be with him. So get over herself. See, straight up shredding a tear right there because apparently he's a weirdo because he lied. And she's worried that she's always going to be attracted to weirdos. And why does this always happen to me? And am I going to be single forever? It's like, it's not the guys, it's you. It's you. You're the problem. So she does that. All right, next day, it is time. I thought it was going to be who's going down to the beach, but no, it actually is Shack of Secrets. And Darren gets called into the Shack of Secrets in her full leopard suit, looking like a wine mom as she is. You know, she loves her wine and sitting on her ass and not being in shape. So she gets called into the Shack of Secrets, and that's where it ends. So I'm assuming the next episode, Ricky's gonna get some stuff aired out about him. Unfortunately, hey, he should have broke up with her when he could. Just leave the situation. Just so much drama for no reason. She's not even worth it. Why are you going through all this trouble? All right. Anyways, till next time.